Okay, the next Constructicon I want to look at is long haul. So here's a close-up look at long haul. Let's zoom in on that head. Really nicely sculpted head, which is very cartoon accurate. And let's look at the chest and all the detail, the shoulders, the arms, the waist with the Decepticon symbol, the hips with those details, the legs with the details, lower legs, the feet, and here the side of the leg, the side of the robot, the back. So that's Long Haul by Magic Square. And let's compare it with the animation model. And it looks pretty good. It's very cartoon accurate. So I think they did a nice job. Okay, so now what I want to do is compare it next to the New Age. So here it is. It looks like Big Brother, Little Brother. Let's kind of zoom in and you can see the quality, the paint finish on New Age always looks better, and the material of the plastic is so much better too. So you can see the detail on New Age. It's really nice. So in my opinion, I think New Age definitely is a better set to have for Constructicons. I think for Devastator, I think Magic Square is probably a better choice. Okay, now another comparison. Not the Power of the Primes, but the undersized version of Power of the Primes. So obviously this is not cartoon accurate at all the details and stuff, but for now this fills in for the War for Cybertron Legacy set for right now. So yeah, that's that. Okay, so now on to transformation. First thing, always remove accessories, take out his handgun. Let's take a look at it. Very nicely, simply sculpted, anime accurate handgun. So that's very nice. Okay, now transformation. What I like to do is come to the back and pull this out straight like so, and then lift these tire covers up on both sides, and then back to the front. I like to rotate the arms 90 degrees from the bicep, do it on both sides, and then lift up his arms. And then if you can see down here, there's a sliding bar, so you want to pull it out. And when you do, you want to kind of let it angle past this place and let the arm drop down. So pull it out, let it angle and drop down like so. Now you want to take off this front piece, so you want to untab it on both sides, and then you can lift it up. It's kind of in the way. Lift it up, and from here you want to rotate this black piece out like so, and you want to split these two sides, and it's on a double hinge, so you know how it goes in and out like so. Do it on the other side. And then what you want to do here is you have to pull down this center piece. So to do that, you have to squeeze these two as close together as you can, and then you're going to have to push past it. Once you get it past, then you can extend these side pieces out and then bring it all the way down to form the front bumper. And then from the sides here, you can push these tire covers back to the front. You see the tab, the slot goes in. Make sure you give a good squish. These things have to really be tabbed in really well. Do it on both sides. Okay. Now here you can push this back in. Here you want to lift this up and rotate it inwards 180. It won't turn the other way. Okay, once you got that done, then you can tab these pieces in down there. So tab it in one side, tab it in on the other. Make sure you give a good squeeze to make sure it's tabbed in. Make sure you have enough clearance here to bring this down, because this also has to go in and tab in. So push it in. Once you've got all that done, then you can just push his head down. Okay, now here you want to lift this piece up, and then you want, there's a slot right there, and a tab right there. So bring it over and tab it in. Like I said, I noticed you got to really tab these things very firmly. Then back here you want to open it up to extend it and bring it over, and you can see it tabs in right there. Now you got the front of the vehicle formed. Okay, now here it already came undone, but I want to show you. You want to pull this out like so, and then you can extend it. And then here, these arms, you see there's a tab there. You want to make sure you push it all the way in, tabs in, and then after you do that, you can rotate this forearm in like so. There's going to be a little slot there. Do it on the other side, push it in, tab it in. I want to give it a good squeeze and rotate the forearm in. Okay, this is where you have to really be as precise as you can. Make sure you get it at the right angle, 90-degree angle. Okay, once you get it all sort of straight, then you see these two tabs here. They actually go into the slot right there. So let's see, do one side and then do the other. If I can get it in there. And then also really good squeeze. I'm telling you, all over here, you got to make sure you tab it in really well. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Okay, now we can move down to the legs. So, well, actually, I wanted to bring down the hip here, but it's already down, so push this down. Okay, now down to the legs. So I like to spread them out like so to give a lot of working room. And let's turn it this way because you can see the back. So now you just bring this down, and I don't know if you can see here, but right there, it's a little tab that goes in. So I like to push up here, down, and push up with the thumb, and it should come untabbed like so. I really don't like that because it's so hard, but I can see what they did. They made it round right there, so it should kind of roll over there. Just want to show you again. See, I really don't like that, but that's what you have, so you need to untab that. Okay, once you untab it, then you can move down here to the foot. So what you want to do is rotate the foot, fold that in, and then you can lift this piece up or down. And here what you want to do is pull, extend it. So you can lift up this tire and rotate the tire out, and then rotate this small little piece that forms the truck out. Once you do that, then you can fold this back in, tabs in up there. Okay, just take note, there's a mushroom peg right there. Okay, now you got to bring this out. To do that, what you want to do is lift this up so you can bring this up and bring it out, bring it down so you form the part of the trailer. Okay, then bring this all the way down, or bring this back, bring this down so it's all flat, and this small piece here you fold it up. Now you got 1/2 of the back of the truck. Now you got to do the same thing on this side. So pull this down, there's that tab again, so you push down from here and untab it. So you got that done, and you can rotate this foot out like so, bring it down so you can bring and extend it this way and bring that down. Pull this out so you can get this tire out, rotate it up and then rotate it outwards, this small piece, rotate it out, and then you can close it back. Okay, now you can bring this piece out and bring it down, and then you form the rest of the back of the truck here. Okay, and then let's see, you gotta bring this up, you gotta bring that back, bring this down, push this small piece up, so now you got the other half. Okay, now point out it actually turns 90 degrees, not from the hip joint but from this pin, so you turn it in here and that will give you proper lining up here. So now you see this mushroom peg here, just carefully get that together. Down here there's 2 more tabs. This one just keeps kind of coming undone because it's just the way it is. So you're going to have to fiddle with this very carefully. And once you get that all done, got this. Okay, now you can see, I showed you that mushroom peg, and right there, and it actually has to go to, where is it? Yeah, you're bringing this down right here. There's the mushroom slot. So as you're bringing this down like so, you're going to see it, and this is where it's a little tricky if you can see, but you got to get it tabbed in there. Okay, what's going on here? Needs to tab in like so. Give it a good squeeze, make sure it's tabbed in. Do the same thing on the other side. Rotate this tire up so you can tab it in. Got it. Okay, now after you got all that done, now I want to point out there's a tab here and a tab here, and you can see the two slots here. This is a little finicky, but you're going to have to carefully somehow get that in here without untabbing things. So that's a little challenge here. Okay, get one side, do the other side here. Okay, then once you get it all tabbed in, and then the bottom part came untabbed. So you gotta tab these arm pieces back to the hip. That's what I was telling you. That's one of the issues with this one. There's so many tabs and everything has to be perfectly aligned, and you have to really get it all fastened in really tight. And this one came untabbed here. So let's try it again. And did it go in? So this is really finicky. Okay, I think I got it. Cleaned it up, so to speak. And now just give it a good squeeze everywhere. Make sure everything is tabbed in. That's with this figure. There's so many tabs. But that's done. Now you got long haul in his truck mode. So now let's compare it to the animation model. And yeah, it's okay. It's close enough to being cartoon accurate, so I think that's pretty good. Now, let's actually compare it with the original G1. So, this one is actually a little bit bigger. Well, the length is almost the same, but the width is definitely wider. This back doesn't look too good. That's one of the things. You see how it concaves here and it doesn't here, but on the New Age it does. So I think that's pretty cool about New Age. So that's a comparison with the G1. So now to transform it back to robot mode. Hopefully this will be much easier. So here, just get these legs untabbed from the front body, and then you can start lifting it up like so. And then, yeah, the arms actually came untabbed by itself, so that's good. And you want to lift here to untab the tires. Do the same on this side, lift to untab from the tire right there. And then you can and tab these to split it in half. Okay, then you can extend this out like so, and let's turn it around so we're seeing the back. And here you can see that tab. Got to tab it in. Might as well do it on both sides. Okay, then you can push these up, the upper leg up. Okay, then let's see, bring down these two small pieces and pull this out. Fold this small piece in, fold the tire in, and then bring it down. Do the same, and then once you got that, you can bring this back and tab it in. Let's do the same on this side. Extend it out, fold this small piece in, fold the tire in, rotate this down, and then push it back in. Okay, now let's see, what you want to do is push this up so you can bring this, lift this up, bring it down a little bit so you have room, and then lift that up, fold this in. Once you got that, then you can lift this up, bring this down, open this up, fold it down, and form his foot. Now I'll do the same thing on this side. Fold this up so you can lift this up, bring it down a little bit, lift the panel up here, lift this, fold this one in, and then you can see tabs in there too. Bring this back down, open that up, turn it, and now you got the legs done. Now just push this back up to form his hip. Okay, now we got the legs done. Now up here should be a little bit easier. Let's see. You want to straighten these arms out like so. Bring this down, straighten it out. Okay, might as well pull them out as well. Okay, and now let them droop down. Okay. Let's see, let's lift up this top, separate the tabs here, and bring back the bigger one, fold it, bring down the smaller one, fold it down. Okay, and here we gotta bring all these three pieces up. Easy way to do that is to just push down this whole front bumper like so. Okay, once you got that, then you can lift the center up, push the head up, and let's see, here you want to bring these two together as close as you can, because like I said, you need that clearance. And then fold these in like 90 degrees and just push it in. Once you got it in, then you can bring these down. And let's see. Well, actually, one thing, you gotta bring these tire covers out, untab them, bring them out, and then you can bring these two together. Once you got that, then you can kind of push this in a little bit more, form the chest, and then you could bring, well, let's see, this is what you want to turn this out, and Then you can bring down the center piece. Okay. And then, let's see, these arms, you want to lift them up and tab them in. Lift them up, tab them in. Bring down the arm. Bring down the arm. Then rotate back inward 90 degrees. Rotate back in 90 degrees. And then, let me show you here, you want to get this back, so push it in, tabs like that. And then get this all straightened out so you can push the back in like so. And now you got Long Haul back in robot mode, and you could put his handgun in here. So that's Long Haul. Magic Square Long Haul. Now let's do a quick transformation of the G1. Let's see, you want to lift these back from the legs and then pull out his arms here and bring them down and pull out his hands. Okay, and fold this back piece down and his head. Lift it up, and there you go. Now you have the original G1 Long Haul. Here's a comparison with the original. Interesting. So definitely some differences. The waist, sculpted detail versus stickers. Interesting. So that's it. That's Long Haul. And now move on to the next Constructicon.